Connections in the religious community. John McCain's rocky relationship with Christian conservatives has been peppered with some controversial endorsements of its own, including one minister whom McCain has called a spiritual guide, who's now embroiling the Arizona senator in a war of words over the Islamic faith. With religion playing a recurring role in the 2008 campaign, how should candidates navigate these uncertain waters? Here to discuss that, Democratic strategist Bob Beckel and GOP strategist Carrie Lukas. So, Bob, let's start with you. The McCain campaign does not like this comparison, but there's word coming out about Pastor Rod Parsley, who introduced McCain at a rally in Ohio about 3 weeks ago. And this Parsley has said that the Prophet Muhammad received revelations from demons and not from the true God, and that Allah was a demon spirit. Those are some of the things he said. So is this going to hang around McCain like Jeremiah Wright has sort of hung around Obama?
Well, no, but I would suggest to the good pastor he not travel in the Mideast if he's take a vacation somewhere else. No, I think, you know, I was curious why it was that McCain said, you know, when this first Obama, when the story broke about Bishop Wright, why McCain was so supportive of Obama, saying, you know, you can't be held responsible for what people who endorse you say. And then I come to find out about this pastor, and so it makes some sense. In McCain's case, I think he's got a legitimate point. He didn't know the guy very long, and in Obama's case, it's been a 20-year history with Wright. But I'll tell you, this is another classic example. I've been through several presidential campaigns, and I have never once had religion be helpful. And it is something, if you can avoid it, avoid it. It's harder if you're a Republican because of the religious right, but it just doesn't mix well in politics. It can always get you in trouble.
So hide your faith, then?
No, I think the real problem for Senator Obama is that for so much of his appeal to all of Americans is that he has this image of somehow transcending race and politics and really being somebody who can bring people together. But that's really it's a kind of a thin image. And so when we get this new information that he has had a 20-year relationship, and I think for a lot of folks out there, they think of the decision you make when you decide where to go to church. You do choose a church based on its values, that you feel comfortable there and that you're hearing things that you find inspirational. And when people see this, it's just totally out of bounds with what most people assume is going on in a church. And I think most people found with the clips that are being shown as incredibly offensive, and it makes you just question really why it is that he feels such a connection with this man. So I think it's really the fact that we don't know that much else about Senator Obama that makes this relationship just raise some eyebrows.
Bob, what do you think? Has Obama done enough to tamp it down, though, by going one-on-one with media outlets, including Fox? Is that enough to make it go away? I
think he's got to. I mean, look, you're exactly right. This is a canvas being painted on for the first time, one Barack Obama, and people see him as this amazing speaker and a guy really leading a movement. But a lot of people don't know him, and so they're being filled in now on him, and this is the last thing he needs right now, because it does run counter to his message. Now, having said that, I don't think you can hang this guy's words on Obama, and if that's your best case, then you're not going to win a general election. However, Obama knew some of this stuff a year ago. Been smarter to disavow it a year ago than today and being forced into it. The other thing is, I think the attacks on him about, you know, well, this guy married him and
baptized
his kids. You know, I'd like somebody to show me some tape of this guy saying these kinds of words when he did either one of those things, and my guess is he didn't. So Obama may have some deniability here, but he's got to deal with it. He's got to deal with it quickly.
He's trying to. Carrie, let me ask you, at the start of the week, we were talking about Geraldine Ferraro's comments about Barack Obama when she's a Hillary Clinton supporter, and she said he might not have been where he was if he were white. And now at the end of the week, Obama's kind of on his heels. So did this knock the Ferraro comments off the front page?
A little bit, and certainly this is something that is not what the Obama campaign wants to be focused on at this point in the election. So they need to change the conversation, get it back onto more positive things for them. And this shows how he remains vulnerable. I think a lot of people assume that he is absolutely the front runner and it's his to lose, but he can lose it. And things like this, if enough new information comes out and other things that make people question his general electability, this is the way that the Clinton campaign could get back into the thick of things.
All right, we're going to have to leave it there, Bob. We're going to have to let Carrie have the last word this time, but we'll be back with you guys. Carrie Lukas, Bob Beckel, see you in a little bit. We're waiting on Barack Obama to speak from Indiana. He's expected to speak about this Reverend Wright controversy. We'll have that for you live just ahead. Stay with us.
Discover Black Silk from Folgers. With bold, rich flavor that's exceptionally smooth. Wake up to Black Silk.
As a chef, I get inspired by foods that just taste better, like Eggland's Best Eggs.
As a nutritionist, I'm impressed that EBs have 10 times more vitamin E and 25% less saturated fat.
Eggland's Best.